I guess, start of the game, you score the first 9 points in a row, and then I just felt like shots weren't really dropping a lot of the game. Overall, kind of some similar kind of shooting percentage, but second chance points from the opposition, just things like that. Do you feel like that was, I guess, a bit of a summary of the night for you guys?
I think the shooting percentages weren't even close, to be quite honest with you. It was 30 to 45, and second chance points is really the picture of how we played tonight. I think they were more desperate, and that's credit to Canberra. They did a super job of getting after the glass. They won the rebound count, 21-9 second chance points. We had 16 turnovers, and I felt like those turnovers were at the wrong time. It was compounding pretty heavily, and we needed we need more people in double figures, and we found it tough tonight. But that's credit to Canberra.
Obviously, Gemma was pretty hot from three. I think she scored 4 from 6 to start, and then Hayley, you went on a bit of a run late. But is there anything that kind of you felt wasn't maybe working on the floor when it came to the offensive end, or how were you feeling? Obviously, coming off the back of an overtime win last week, through practice this week, do you feel like was there anything that kind of stood out of just how it kind of all played out?
I think in the first quarter, like you mentioned, we started off hot. We had 9 points. I think one thing that we've gotten in trouble with throughout the season, and specifically last game, was we really sped up and the ball got stuck. And I think in the first quarter, we did a really good job moving it side to side, making the right reads, making the extra pass. And I think as the game went on, specifically the second quarter and third quarter, we kind of got away from that. The ball started sticking. I think we got better at finding the hot hand late in the game, but it was kind of too late by the time we were doing those things. And I think Chris mentioned the turnovers, and I think they just came at costly moments. And I think I was at fault with this a few times, but understanding the flow of the game, and we hadn't gotten a few scores, and then we're still throwing a risky pass. And okay, boom, boom, great defensive possession, but then they get no board. And so those plays are really deflating. And so I think we just need to minimize those and be more intentional about our possessions and the flow of the game and what we need to look to get.
Chris, how do you tidy up your execution late in games, and specifically that third quarter?
Look, we're working on that every day. We're still trying to find our feet. We've had to make adjustments with personnel and positioning as well. And I feel like Jazz Shelley's playing a little bit out of position, but she's doing a good job for us. But she's under pressure the whole time. We want to bring her off cuts and screens, and we just need to still work through our identity as a team. And I think we had a bit of a hit tonight, and I think it's actually going to be positive for us if we treat it the right way.
Hayley, it seemed like a really physical game out there. How do you view it from your perspective? I mean, Keely came off a bit banged up.
Yeah, I think the WNBL is a physical league, just like every women's basketball league. That's all I got. It was a physical game.
Can I ask about, Keely, probably not her night, obviously coming off some really great kind of performances. Does that kind of, hurt a little bit as well when...
Yeah, look, Keely hasn't had a great night, but she hasn't had a great week either. So that's, people are not aware of, she's been pretty sick. She won't like that as an excuse, but that wasn't Keely, and I felt like she was trying to play through physicality, and a couple of times, maybe could have been rewarded, but that's just the way the game flows. But at the end of the day, we're not looking for excuses. We're looking to improve every game. I feel like we're a team that's going to be up and down. We had a few people down tonight, and then we'll look to bounce back next week. And that's, we've got to keep it, as long as we're getting something out of the loss, you can turn that into a positive. And that's what I intend to do with the group this week. And they'll embrace that, and we'll head to Sydney next week and get ourselves up, and we'll park that. We'll do a review on Monday, and we'll park that pretty quickly and then move on to Sydney.
Just some questions around personnel. I think I saw Mon Conti was training this week. She's obviously the game tonight. Is she, what's the timeline in terms of her?
Well, she's not allowed to train. She's contracted to Richmond Football Club. So,
okay, so I saw it just maybe a throw around, I don't know. Is there a timeline for her return?
Look, we're not in a rush. I think physically she's been through a pretty tough AFLW, and we're just going to take our time with Mon, and she has to get clearance from Richmond, and then we'll get the clearance from here. And excuse me. excuse me, I think probably 2 to 3 weeks, but I'm not putting any timeline on it, to be quite honest with you. We need to let her body settle down from football to basketball, and she can help us, there's no doubt about that, especially on the defensive end, and she can score the ball. But I think we need to do better as a team in our execution, and that wasn't great tonight, but that's credit to Canberra.
And just, I guess, with Kaiser, there is a spot open that you could potentially fill if and when you look to do that. Is that just still kind of ticking along in the background?
We're looking, but I'm happy with our team, and I think we're just trying to find roles and responsibilities right now, and if we happen to pick up the right person, we're going to do that. I'm not just going to sign anybody to the team. They need to be able to fit into the dynamics of the team, which I feel like are pretty strong. We enjoy each other's company, we work hard, and that's the disappointing thing from tonight. The girls didn't get the result. We held them to a defensive target, and that's the disappointing thing for me. That we had a target, we kept them to it, kept them 10 points roughly below their average, and we weren't able to execute on the offensive end and score the ball. But we'll take a lot out of that game, I feel.
Chris, I was talking to Flo McIntyre from the Phoenix Mercury, and she said how happy and how great Jazz Shelley was in their pre-season camp. How do you assist Jazz to get that next step up, and I guess for you, Hayley, too, to assist her and give her that experience of getting to the next level?
I think Jazz is a great player. I think it's funny because we played against each other for 1 year in the Pac-12, and when I was being recruited to Oregon, they were like, "Oh, we got this Aussie girl, Jazz Shelley, blah blah blah." So I've always held her in the highest regard, and so getting to see kind of our growth at the same time throughout our college years, then finally being able to come together and play has been amazing. And I think our chemistry is growing with every game, every practice. We're able to have pretty open communication where, I can get on Jazz, she can get on me, and it's just a mutual level of respect. And so I think Jazz can play in any league. I think she has W talent. I think she's one of the best players in the league here. Like Chris said, I think it's great that she's stepping into our point guard role, but she can also play off the ball. She can get on the rim, hit her pull-ups, step back threes, whatever it is. And so I'm really just happy to be playing alongside her and help make her better in any way I can, because I know she makes me better every day. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. I think it's going to be growing for all of us as a team, and Jazz playing the 1 and the 2 and moving around. So I think the sky's the limit for her.
Hayley, what do you feel you bring from, I guess, your WNBA experience to Geelong United and the WNBL?
Yeah, I think that's kind of funny. I was just talking to our assistant coach, Hannah, before the game. She was like, "How old are you?" And she thought I was like 25 or something. And I was like, "Girl, I'm 23. I'm working out in year 2. So I think I have a little bit of experience that I bring to the team. I think I learned a lot my first 2 years. The talent is obviously off the charts, but I think one thing I learned the most is how to be efficient, trying to work on taking less dribbles, understanding when to get mine, when to get my teammates involved. And so I think bringing that experience of the W here and trying to really work on my leadership with Chris holds me accountable to, working on being vocal, sharing my knowledge of the game, even though I am still one of the younger ones on the team. I think being here is really helping me grow as a leader, as a floor general, as a scorer. Just trying to give my teammates tidbits, but also I learn from them all the time. I feel like I've tried to make an open line of communication where they can tell me what they see. Danny is very straightforward. She tells me, you need to shoot that, you need to do this and that. And I love getting to learn from them as well. So I think there's a lot of mutual respect where I can give my experience, but also learn from my teammates, which has been great so far.
Chris, what have you seen from Hayley, and obviously getting to know her over the last, couple
First one
months?
for me is probably high quality human being, and that's not a suck up. Look, when I spoke to Hayley in the States, I just knew that, I've been watching her for quite a few years, and I feel like we can help her grow with her game as well. But I want her, this is her first professional gig overseas, and I have no doubt that she's going to go back a better player and grow. I just want her to enjoy it and help embrace this team and help me lead this team to get better every day. It is really, the loss today was really disappointing for the team, and I feel pretty disappointed for them, but we'll regroup and we'll get back on track and review on Monday and look forward. But Hayley, she's special, and she's got some attributes that a lot of athletes, she can play from 1 to 4, she can defend multiple positions, and she brings a positivity to the group, which I'm really wrapped with.
Just to go, you've played on the road in Bendigo, but to go interstate now, I always feel like that is a great way to bond the team. Again, I know you're doing a lot off court in Geelong as well, but how excited are you guys for that, to see what that kind of can open up within the group?
For me, sorry to jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, we did not do a very good job going down to Bendigo on the road. So our focus this week will be to what I call get into our bubble and head to Sydney to try and get the job done against another very, very good team who are going to be as desperate as anything. So looking forward to that, and we'll regroup on Monday, and then we'll move forward to the weekend.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited to go to Sydney, and I think the team is as well. And I think even though we didn't play well in Bendigo, we didn't play our best against Townsville, I think we've shown that we can bounce back and turn the page. And we're going to come into film Monday. Maybe a hard watch, but I think that we're all really excited to learn and get better. And we're going to come in with a chip and try to go get a win on the road. I think the team was really close. We had a fake Thanksgiving on Wednesday. That was really fun. It was my fault. It was a week early. I did not know when Thanksgiving was, so I take that. I think we're a really close team, and we know we didn't perform at our best tonight and on our last road trip, so we're excited to turn that around.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.